Today we are learning about trigonometric ratios, and there are three basic ratios that we'll be learning about. This video is focusing on one of them, which is called sine. And the definition of a trig ratio is a ratio of the lengths of two sides of a right triangle. And the word trigonometry is derived from the ancient Greek language and means measurement of triangles. So again, there are three basic ratios. They are called sine, cosine, and tangent, and this video will focus on one of them, which is called sine. So let's first begin by looking at a right triangle, and if we were to label our triangle here, we could label it ABC. And let's look at angle A. If we were to label our side lengths, we would want to look at our longest side, which is AB. That's our hypotenuse. It is also opposite of our 90-degree angle. We are going to label that hypotenuse and abbreviate it as HYP. Now in relationship to angle A, we have the side opposite angle A is segment BC. So we're going to abbreviate that as OPP for opposite, and the side length which is adjacent to angle A would be segment AC. So we're going to abbreviate that as ADJ. Okay, so when we're looking at the relationship between angle A and our side lengths, we could say that the sine ratio, which we're going to abbreviate as SIN, sine of A is equal to the opposite side over the hypotenuse. So this is our ratio. It's always going to be the opposite side length over the hypotenuse, no matter which angle we look at. But for this case, we have angle A. So if we're looking at this angle A, for this triangle, our side lengths would be BC over AB. That would be our ratio for this triangle when finding sine of A. Now let's look at a different triangle, which if we were to still label it as triangle ABC, and say we were looking at angle B. Now again, sine of any angle would be opposite over adjacent, or excuse me, hypotenuse. Opposite over hypotenuse. So in this case, our opposite we want to find, which in this case is BC or AC. Now we're looking at opposite, so it would be AC. So this is the opposite, and the hypotenuse is always going to be the longest segment, which is across from angle of our 90-degree angle, and BC would be our adjacent. So for sine of B, we would have side segments AC over AB. Okay, so usually when we are finding sine of angles, we are given actual measurements for our side lengths. So if we wanted to find, let's see, we want to find sine of angle C. So again, sine is going to be opposite over hypotenuse, but in this case, we would be looking at our segment opposite of C, which is AB, and AB has a length of 24, so we're going to write 24 over our hypotenuse, which in this case is AC, and that is 25 units. So sine of C is actually going to be 24 over 25, and whatever that reduces to, we will be able to find our relationship right there. So that is how you find sine, and let's just go back and look at the original definition here. So again, with any angle, we're always looking for the opposite over the hypotenuse. Okay, so remember that when we're looking for sine of an angle within a right triangle.